Right now, we want to go back to our coverage of the big story today. The governor covered a range of other topics during his speech, including his budget, crime, and transportation.
And here to break down Governor Lamont's address is Dan Haar, columnist and associate editor at Hearst, Connecticut Media. Dan, thank you so much for being with us.
Good afternoon. A beautiful day outside, and inside everybody was making nice on the first day of the session.
Right? For now, making nice for now.
You took the words right out of my mouth. I was going to say Governor Lamont had a pretty upbeat message to the state. Was that your take on it as well?
I want to live in that state that he described. I think the answer is somewhere in between what he described and what the Republicans described. And there's a great chasm. He is describing Shangri-La, and they are describing something else. He's done a pretty good job of balancing budgets over the years, and they like to claim credit rightly because these are bipartisan agreements that stem from 2017 when they decided that we're not going to let the governors spend all the money that comes in from Wall Street profits. And so that's the money that's partly elevating the state's budget. And you also have, in the pandemic, a lot of people, as we all have reported, moved into Connecticut. Those actual withholding taxes and sales taxes and business taxes are going up. And that's why the surplus is $2.4 billion, and that's where we are. And that's a good place to be.
You know, Dan, I'm curious. I hate to say this way, but it is an election year, right? So I feel like that kind of changes everything from both sides. Do you get that sense as well? Anything else stick out to you specifically today?
Well, it does. And what the Republicans are saying is that crime is up, which is debatable. It's up in some categories and some of the more high-profile categories. They're also saying that joblessness has not come down as much as it has in the rest of the country. The rest of the country is down to pre-pandemic levels. We are not. So we're still a lot better off than we were, but the curve isn't all the way back. So is it a glass half empty or a glass half full? We know that not as many people in Connecticut are working as were working before the pandemic, but the unemployment rate, the people who are miserably out of work, is relatively smaller, and so it's a two-sided coin. And that's where we are, and that's where we're going to be. And as far as Lamont's spending, he's got two things going for him. One, it's an election year, and you want to spend more on programs and cut more taxes. And he's able to do both because of the combination of economic growth, Wall Street riches, and federal aid.
Given the fact, Dan, that this is an election year and we're also still in the middle of a pandemic, unfortunately, there are probably a lot more eyes on this State of the State address than usual. What reaction have you been hearing so far today?
Well, unfortunately, I've been inside the building, the bubble here, as we call it, and the reaction was I spoke with some of the brand new legislators who are just having their first session, and they're really working hard to listen to the other side. The guide word right now, as always in the early days of a session, in the early weeks, is let's listen to the other side. This is not the time to throw bombs. And I think outside in the real world, people want to see that. They want to see the Democrats and Republicans getting along in a way that they can't in Washington, because this is what Lamont called today the Connecticut difference. One of those Connecticut differences is we get along better than they do in Washington.
Well, it's nice to see them all back in the building there. Dan Haar with Hearst, Connecticut Media. We know this is setting up to be a very interesting legislative session, and we also love having you with us as well. So thank you very much. I know we're going to be hearing from you a lot.
It's great to be here, and there's a big, tough vote tomorrow. Very rare that on the second day there's a big, tough vote, and there you have it.
What is that? What's coming up tomorrow?
That's the mask mandate.
Oh,
that's the House vote on the mask mandate. It's going to be very contentious. There are no Republican votes for it, and the Democrats are saying they have the votes to pass it.
Remains to be seen, but all eyes will be watching.
Yes.
That's for sure. Dan, we appreciate it. Thanks for your insight.
Great to be